Hello, Hannah and Tom. Thank you for your time and that we can talk a little bit about the English school system and about what the German students can expect here. So maybe you would like to introduce yourself quite shortly.
Okay, my name is Hannah and my role is to look after our students and their host families as well as liaison officers, and to ensure they all have happy and memorable experience during the high school program with us.
Hi Max, I'm Tom and I'm the operations manager here. So my role involves looking after our school portfolio and also sort of managing all the processes that we put in place to ensure that Hannah's job runs smoothly.
Maybe the first start to tell German people what they can expect here is maybe how the English school system looks like, and especially what is important to know if you come here.
Yeah, so I think the key thing to realise is that it's very different if you come here if you're 14 or 15 compared to if you come here if you're 16, 17 or 18. So 14 to 15-year-olds in the UK study a 2-year course which is referred to as the GCSE course, and that's where you would study up to 10 subjects, between 8 and 10 subjects, so a real wide-ranging portfolio of subjects for students without too much opportunity to specialise. It's just standard up until that age. And then once they get into what we call sixth form, when they're 16, 17 and 18, it does very much specialise in that the vast majority of students will study 3 subjects, A-levels usually, or the more vocational sort of practical based bietet qualifications. So they're the 2 key differences in terms of the students that we bring to the UK. And then the vast majority of the students that do come with us are the over 16s. We feel that's a really good age for students, you know, who are just becoming young adults, to strike out on their own almost, you know, to leave home and spend up to a year or 2 years even abroad in a new environment, new experience, really grow as a person, and it seems to be a good time for them to sort of fit into their academic lives back home. So that's the sort of general sort of introduction to a UK experience, whether it be 3 months, 5 months, or an academic year or more. We have different types of providers when it comes to the 16 to 18-year-old sixth form learning. So obviously Harry Potter's very famous across the world as a British school experience. So we do have certainly some private schools that are like that in terms of, you know, the grand buildings and the students being split into the different houses and things like that. And we do also have some state schools that retain elements of that, so it's a more strict environment that's a real focus on performing well academically. And one of our partner schools that springs to mind that would be representative of that is a school in Liverpool called St John Plessington. Students are expected to wear uniforms right up until they're 18. They're fully expected to be on campus from 8 o'clock till, you know, 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. Then we have different types of colleges in the UK. They tend to be standalone sixth form colleges, so they're not attached to a lower school. Students don't go through from 11 to 18, they will just join this institution at 16. And they're seen as sort of pathways to universities. So students are treated a lot more like adults. You know, the lessons can be delivered more in a collaborative manner rather than a teacher teaching. You wear your own clothes, you don't have to be on campus every minute of the day. You can, you know, go off, get some lunch in a cafe, and it's a slightly different environment. And then I suppose what you would call the traditional UK high school, which retains certain elements of both of these, in that there are students there from 11 to 18. However, the 16 to 18-year-olds have a slightly more relaxed environment. They'll have their common rooms, they won't necessarily have to wear the same uniform. A lot of them say you have to wear business dress, so basically, you know, if you're a boy you wear a suit, and you might have a school sixth form tie to wear. And yeah, so there are certainly different types. We've got lots of interesting examples of all of them as the standalone sixth forms. If you want to do A-levels, we've got a great school called Bexhill and another called Varndean College in the Worthing College in the Brighton area. We also have these sixth form standalone colleges that do offer the more vocational learning environment. So that's very much, I think German students would, the thing that they could understand best in terms of that is a sort of American style in college environment where you have very much a major and maybe a couple of minors. So good examples of that would be sort of automotive engineering, where you would do that subject. A place called Walsall College is an example of one place that we do that. You maybe learn that main subject for 20 hours a week, and then you might just do a couple of hours of English and maths alongside that. So that's a general, maybe a bit long-winded introduction to the various sort of different options that we have here in the UK.
With the students of Germany, they can choose of what fits them best, right?
Exactly, yeah. We have different program types whereby the students can be very prescriptive about both where they go in the UK and what they study, and then we also have program types whereby, you know, if the student's not sure, they can perhaps pay a lower cost in order to be less prescriptive and sort of just inform us of their relative general you know, desires, and we can go ahead and choose that for